Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball.
And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys back in the stream, being a part here on the channel once again. And here we go, the number 4 seeded Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the number 1 overall seed in the bracket, the Yukon Huskies. Glendale, Arizona State Farm Stadium with 70,000 plus fans in attendance for this matchup. And the Final Four, game number 2 tonight. The winner will take on Purdue on Monday in the national championship game. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Type in the chat who you like for this one to win this game tonight here, Alabama or Yukon. And we should have a good battle tonight in the hardwood between these two teams for the winner to face Purdue on Monday. Lucas, Daniel, Brian, Mario, welcome to the stream. Sorry to hear that you're still sore right now, Mario, and hopefully you'll get better very, very soon for you there, brother. But UConn, just this season, the best team in the land, looking to keep it rolling tonight for the Huskies. They're looking to go back-to-back for the first time since the Florida Gators back in the 2000s. Alabama making their first ever Final Four appearance as the starters being announced right now. Grant Nelson, a transfer from North Dakota State. He was excellent in a win over North Carolina, already a win over a 1 seed in the Sweet 16. Nick Pringle inside the starting lineup for Alabama. Their key player this season has been Mark Sears. He's been a walking bucket, averaging around 21 points per game, top 12 in the nation in scoring. There's a lot of similarities there that he has to Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. Rylan Griffin, he was massive from three-point range in the tournament as well. And also Aaron Estrada, he's been a big time as a playmaker for Alabama. They have the number 1 offense in all college basketball, averaging over 90 points per game. Their defense has turned it on in this tournament. Starters being announced right now for the defending champions, the UConn Huskies. They had some flight issues getting on a Windsor Locks, Connecticut, flying out on Wednesday into Thursday morning. The flight didn't take off until late Wednesday night. Didn't land in Phoenix until approximately 3 a.m. on Thursday morning. This Huskies team just so dominant this season, blowing out teams by double digits throughout the entire bracket. We'll go over the pathways here of both of these teams once we have the opportunity to do so, as UConn's starting five is being announced right now. Alex Caravan representing the Metro West of Massachusetts. He is from Southborough. He's inside the starting five for UConn, national champion from last year, sharpshooter around 40% from three. There's Klingcom repping Bristol, Connecticut for Donovan Clingan, over a 2,000-point scorer during his high school days at Bristol, Connecticut. He was the name below Aaron Hernandez on the banner at Bristol Central High School for the next 1,000-point scorer. Tristan Newton, phenomenal season that he has had this year for the point guard on the team. All-American Stephon Castle, top 10 recruits for a first year, adding in a key transfer in the offseason with Cam Spencer from Rutgers. That's the starting five for the UConn Huskies. For my prediction, I like UConn tonight in this matchup. Just super dominant this season for Alabama, though. They've really been able to get going in this tournament. Nate Oates, outstanding head coach. 5th season as a head coach for Alabama. He came from Buffalo, where he had multiple 30-plus win seasons for the Bulls. These two coaches are legends. Dan Hurley, head coach of UConn in his 6th season, coming off a national championship last year. And both of these coaches were the head coaches of E.C. Matthews. Nate Oates was at Romulus High School at the time that he coached E.C. Matthews, which Dan Hurley was the head coach at URI. Dan Hurley, in the college ranks, started off his collegiate coaching career at Wagner College over in Staten Island. Then he quickly jumped up to making Rhode Island prominent last decade as a top 25 team. And then took over the reins at UConn, introduced 6 years ago for the Huskies. They made their transition over from the American to the Big East, and back in the Big East Conference for UConn a couple of years after they joined the Big East once again for the rejoin. They won the national championship last year, and just so dominant for UConn. Every single game that they have played in the tournament under Hurley last year or this year has been won by double-digit points. Just an incredible form of dominance for the Huskies. They beat the number 16 seed Stetson in the opening round, 91-52. Stetson, by the way, had a Power 5 win over UCF, a Big 12 school in the non-conference slate. They beat Northwestern, the number 9 seed, in round 2 in 75-58. They crushed San Diego State by 30 in the Sweet 16, 82-52, and then they went on a 30-zip run at one point and silenced Terrence Shannon Jr. down for Illinois with a 77-52 win. Alabama crushing with the points here, plus their defense has really turned it on during this tournament. Big winners over Charleston, put up 109 on the board in the first round game, 109-96. They beat Grand Canyon 72-61. In the back-and-forth game, they outlasted Grand Canyon, final 5 minutes, able to win that one. Upset the 1 seed North Carolina 89-87. A lot of questionable decisions late in that game for UNC as we are underway here. UConn controls the opening tip. Left to right on the floor for the Huskies as they have the first possession tonight. White jerseys, dark blue numbers, dark blue letters. Alabama with a crimson tide, crimson red jerseys, white numbers, white letters. Missed 3 around the rim and out to begin by UConn on an open 3 at the left wing by Stephon Castle. And then the Elite Eight, Alabama able to win against Clemson 89-82. They were down early 26-13, but they always seem to play their best basketball. In the final 5 minutes left to go, that's a block. Donovan Clingan as he denies Grant Nelson off the pick and roll and swats it out of bounds. What's good? Sun and Reflections on the stream. M on the channel. Charlisa, welcome in. Jeffrey, welcome back on board. Type in the chat who you guys like to win this one here. Alabama or UConn? Alabama gets the inbounds. Estrada dribbles up to the right elbow, hands it off to Nelson, takes the 3 at the wing, swoosh! He delivers for Alabama. If Alabama wants to win this game tonight, they're going to have to make 15 to 20 plus made threes. The Crimson Tide, that is one of what should be multiple threes stacked upon threes tonight. If they want a chance to play in the national championship game and pull off the upset at the wing, wide open three. Castle right down the chute, delivers. 3-3 now to score. That's a 3. Misprinted by a 2 right there. First minute of action. That's a big 3 by Castle. He was left out wide open in the first one. Missed the first one. No good in the hook shot off the back rim by Nelson. Lob down low. They find Castle. Castle backs his way on Sears at the low block. Castle underneath, off fake, gets position, banks it home, up and off the glass right there over Sears for 2. 5-3 now. UConn in the 5-zip run. Estrada bounce pass. Pringle able to collect as he got it off the bobble outside Sears. Sears with 18 in the shot clock puts the ball into the hands to Nelson. Out to the top of the key. Pringle. Handoff Griffin. Bounce pass off the roll down. Pringle gets it. Pringle blocked by Klingon. Second block, and we're just barely 2 minutes into this game right now. Lob. It was off the rim. Spencer collects the rebound. That should have not been a shot by UConn. Caravan attacks baseline. Caravan to the hole as we have a collision here to foul. Rylan Griffin picks up the shooting foul. Alex Caravan will shoot 2 at the free throw line for UConn. Yeah, this is looking like it right now. So we're going to see the points fly off the board tonight in this game. Alabama's going to push right now. UConn's able to tally 5 straight points in a row. Caravan shooting 2 at the free throw line. First one is good. Second free throw by Caravan, right down the middle. 7-3 here for the Huskies. First 2 minutes and 5 seconds of action so far. Alabama gets the inbound. Jackie, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. They cross midcourt with Estrada running the point here for Alabama. Bounce pass top of the free throw circle. Pringle dribbles up to the elbow. Handoff goes to Griffin. Pass off the roll down. Pringle guarded by Klingon. Sends it on top off to Sears. 8 in the shot clock. Sears attacks inside the paint. Bounce pass underneath. Pringle gives it away. Nelson. Shot clock's down to 3. Up fake. Steps into it. Open 3. No good. Bricked off the back rim by Griffin. Offensive rebound. Estrada. A 3 at the wing by Griffin. Splashes it. 7-6 now to score. Rylan Griffin on the board. Trifecta. Second made 3 of the game now for Alabama. That's 6-0 second chance points for the Crimson Tide. Castle moves it out to the wing. Spencer back into the hands to Castle. Once again, wide open 3. Lets it fly. Nothing but net. He delivers. Miscommunication for Alabama defensively. Stephon Castle, same exact spot that he drilled the last 3. He has 8 out of the 10 so far. I mean, you cannot leave him that wide open. He's a top 10 first-year recruit for Castle. That's just way too easy for a top 10 player for a first year. Missed jumper at the free throw circle, grazed off the rim short by Nelson. Loose ball far side out of bounds, lost by Yukon. The referees will say it's off of Castle down the far side. Alex, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by, man. Let's see. We're taking a look at this replay. Castle battle for that loose ball. And yeah, it looked like it slipped off the hands of Castle. Castle and Sears. Ooh, that last replay, did it pin off of Sears last? Well, the referee's not going to reverse the call on the floor. This goes back to Alabama quickly. Alabama at the elbow. Handoff goes to Nelson. Attacks inside the paint over Klingon. He scores up and in off the backboard. 10-8 now. 18 combined points. Not even 4 minutes into action. Look at this one to be a shootout. Castle's got 8. Rest of the team with 2 by Caravan. Both to the free throw line. Top of the free throw circle. Klingon. Handoff at the wing. Here's a wide open 3. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. Missed by Tristan Newton. Offensive rebound controlled by Spencer. Spencer dribbles out of the pack. Steps into an open 3. Straight away. Down the middle. He delivers. 13-8. We got 3-point shots here left and right dropping down in this game to begin. Alabama's made 2 threes. Coming off the screen this time is Estrada. Estrada inside the key, working on Newton. Shovels underneath. Outside it goes to Sears. Sears attacks the paint, floats up the runner, and Sears will get fouled as he will shoot 2 at the free throw line. First media timeout tonight. Cam Spencer hitting a 3 straight away. UConn looking to get their three-point game going, and they have so far. 3 made threes in the early start. For the Huskies, Castle picks up the personal foul. This will send Sears to the free throw line coming up after the timeout. First timeout tonight. If you're doing a stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams. And we got points flying off the board so far in this game, left and right here. And wow, what a start. Let us know out in the chat who you're rooting for tonight in this game. Type it in, Alabama or UConn. Stephon Castle making it look just so easy out there right now. A lot of open looks that he's got. He missed his first open three of the game. He's buried his second two in a row by Castle. Alabama's going to have to make a plethora of threes in order to contend in this one here. Alabama's made 2 so far, 2 for 3 from the perimeter. UConn is 3 for 5. Castle, 3 for 4 from the floor with 8 points, 2 for 3 from 3. 3 points, the last 3 made by Cam Spencer. Klingon already has 2 blocks. Alabama led by Grant Nelson. He's got 5, including a 3. 3-point shot made by Rylan Griffin with 3. And Sears will have his first 2 opportunities tonight coming up in the free throw line after the timeout. So, yeah, this has been a fast-paced game so far. I think if you're Alabama, you really got to look to see if you can have somebody guard Stephon Castle, because that's just way too easy. Broken assignment defensively 3 times that they've left him wide open tonight. I mean, he's already burned you for 2 threes, so that needs to be made for an adjustment. I know they're going with a They're going with a statistics insight. He's only a 26% three-point shooter, but, I mean, those threes anybody can hit. Those are target range type threes, and he's connecting on them right now. Hey, what's good? Mary, Janet, Bradley, Jen. Welcome everybody in the stream tonight for this one here. It's going to be a good, exciting game. Already out to a red-hot start. 21 combined points. First defending champion to reach the Final Four since Florida back in 2007. They have a plus 23.1 point differential in the tournament. That is a best 2-year span in the NCAA tournament all time. They went on a 30-0 scoring run in their Elite 8 game a week ago against Illinois. 15:31 left to play in the first half. Yeah, I think it potentially could be Will Wade from McNeese State. Make a jump back into the SEC. But yeah, I heard about Musselman, the new head coach for USC. Wow, they're not going to give him free throws. So correction on that foul by Castle that he picked up. They will not give Sears the 2 shots. Sears was going into, I thought it was enough to put him into a shooting motion, as we got another foul here away from the basketball. Bodies colliding. That will be charged to Hassan Diarra. So UConn picks up their second personal foul today. That's away from the ball. So they did not give Sears the 2 shots at the line, even though he was off of the dribble drive penetration downhill. Here's a step back 3. Estrada. He buries it. 13-11. Third made 3 in the night for Alabama. UConn by 2 with a possession. Newton sends it off to the wing. Spencer lobs it off to Klingon, top of the free throw circle. Handoff. Diarra back into the hands to Newton. Over to Spencer. Spencer took the 3 straight away. No good around the rim and out. Nelson collected the defensive rebound. They go quickly up the floor here. Estrada. Crossover at the right wing. Dribbles towards his left. Looks to turn the corner. Flings it behind his back to Nelson. Nelson at the wing. Takes the 3. Off the back rim. No good. Solid box out right there by Caravan as he collects the defensive rebound. Spencer has it up the floor. Klingon sets the screen. He rolls down, receives it at the elbow. Backs his way on Nelson. Klingon, one-on-one, bouncing bodies. They bring the double. He gets it away off to Newton. Newton, 15 on the shot clock. The lob to Klingon now with 12. Klingon, another double brought by Alabama. And Alabama commits the reach and foul. And that's charged to Grant Nelson. That's the first personal foul of the game charged to Alabama today. 14:20 left to go. But yeah, they're cutting off that dribble for Donovan Klingenson. They're not letting him back his way inside the low post. That's great coaching by Nate Oates, having his guys make sure that they're able to step up and bring along a double to see if they can force a turnover. Klingon passes backdoor. Spencer couldn't finish at the rim. Missed the layup, and Nelson collects the defensive rebounds. Alabama has it here up the floor. Estrada dribbles up to the elbow, floats up the runner, swoosh, and we are tied 13-13. Aaron Estrada, nice touch in that shot right there on the 11-foot runner. 5 by Estrada. Spencer has it at the top. Spencer lobs it off to the right wing perimeter. Diarra passes down low. Klingon off the pivot, puts it up, no good. Missed off the mark, tipped up, and Alabama picks up another foul. At the rim, off the loose ball. That is number 2 now for Alabama of this game. And they're going to call it on Nelson once again. So that's going to be a quick second personal foul picked up, charged to Grant Nelson. He got into foul trouble in the last game, too, against Clemson. And the referees said that it was on the shot. So this is going to be 2 free throws here at the line for Alex Caravan. So Caravan tried to come up and tip it back off the backboard, and the referees said off that ball that Nelson picked up the foul. So that's a quick second picked up by Nelson. Caravan drills the first free throw. Caravan, 3 points so far, all coming at the free throw line, make it 4. So he drops down the second free throw. 15-13, Nelson has to take a seat on the bench now with 2 quick personal fouls. Bounce pass, down low, Pringle got it stripped. And loose ball, still battling for Pringle, rolling around on the hardwood here as we will have a tie-up possession arrow, Alabama. That's a hard fought 50-50 ball for Nick Pringle. He initially lost it going up, and then diving for that loose ball. UConn eventually forced the tie-up, but possession arrow in their favor. Nick Pringle will take a seat on the bench. Substitution, number 24, Sam Walters, 6'10", first year from the Villages of Florida, checks into the game. Sears weaves his way inside the paint as he snakes his way to the rim off the baseline dribble and scores for 2. 15-15. UConn with the ball. They will slow down tempo here. Top of the key. Number 35, Samson Johnson, first time on the floor, replacing Klingon. As Klingon currently takes a seat on the bench. Castle. Off to Johnson, hand off Newton, back outside Castle. Off fake, wide open 3, Castle. Off the back rim, no good. Tipped around, offensive rebound, back to Diarra for UConn, though. He pushed off on it, so that will be a personal foul charge to Diarra. Yep, got the arm of Walters. That's a foul on the floor. Picked up charge to UConn. Caravan's going to take a seat on the bench now. That's actually charged to Caravan. So Caravan got his arm first, and then Diarra got it second. So either way, it was going to be called on somebody. Loose ball here off the spin move, and in the open floor, Samson Johnson, the big man, comes up with a loose ball. Off the turnover for Alabama. UConn looking to capitalize. A 3 out the wing. No good. Johnson trying to soar up. Mistimed his jump, though, for the rebound. Sears takes up the floor. Top of the key. Here's an open 3 transition. Bang, bang. Alabama delivers a 3. Out in transition. Latrell Wrightsell, welcome back to the team. Knocks down the triple. 18 of 15. Stocking up the threes. That's their 4th main 3 of the game. Gonna need around 15 plus, 20 plus most likely if they want to pull off the upset. Huge rejection right there. Denied out of bounds by Jaron Stevenson as he records the block, denying Samson Johnson off the putback. Things start to get physical right now. It was not clean, though, according to the officials. So this will be free throws coming up, 2 shots for Samson Johnson for UConn. So it was a shooting foul picked up, charged to Stevenson. Stevenson Had the block, but wasn't a clean block. 2 shots here at the line for Samson Johnson for UConn. First one's good. Cam Spencer checks back on the floor. Tristan Newton will take a seat on the bench right now. Just above 12 minutes left to play in the first half. Second free throw by Johnson. Bricked off the back rim. He split the free throws. 18-16 Alabama. Crimson Tide with a possession. Sears on the floor with Walters, Wrightsell, Stevenson. He was excellent against Clemson, left wide open from the perimeter. And Mark Sears takes the distance. Left-handed layup as he puts the score to the lead by 4 for Alabama. 20-16. 4 points by Sears, getting to the rim both times. Diarra dribbles at the left wing perimeter. He's working on Sears. Lobs it off top. Johnson, handoff Diarra. Johnson, Diarra. Castle is on the floor. Number 3, Jalen Stewart's also out there as well. Pass off the roll down. That's a layup scored by Samson Johnson. 2-point game right now. Alabama has it at the left elbow with Stevenson. Stevenson, handoff Sears, collision. No call by the referees. They say play on. Skip pass right corner. Walters to the outside. Up fake. Rylan Griffin steps into an open 3. Splashes it. Wow, they're on point tonight. They knew they needed to make 20 plus, most likely from 3-point range. They are now 5 for 7 from the perimeter. 23-18. Alabama playing out of their mind to start off this game right now. UConn 3 for 9 from the outside. Spencer at the left wing, looking to pass it along. He does. 12 on the shot clock. The pass gets floated back to Spencer from Newton. Bounce pass to the trailer. Throwing it down with a 2-handed flush. It's a dunk by Samson Johnson. 3-point game. Alabama with the ball. Wrightsell dribbles towards his right. He was excellent in the first round game against Charleston. At the wing with Griffin. Griffin, his lob, out of bounds. Turnover committed by Alabama. We will take the media timeouts. 10:24 left to go in action. The first half, Samson Johnson with a slam. Cuts the Alabama lead down to 3, but Alabama 5 for 7 from 3-point range. Exactly the start that they needed. For the Crimson Tide, they get off to a couple slow starts in the previous games. No problem. Able to take those games by storm, but pick up the victory. That's the reason why they're here. And right now, they're hitting their shots from the perimeter. 2 threes by Rylan Griffin, and then a 3 each by Grant Nelson, Aaron Estrada, and Latrell Wrightsell. Mark Sears, by the way, is perfect, but he's only attempted 2 shots, both of those being at the rim that he's scored for 2s. Excellent balance so far for Alabama. You couldn't ask for a better start than this right now if you're Alabama. 6 by Griffin, 5 by Estrada, 5 by Nelson, 4 by Sears, 3 by Wrightsell. Having Latrell Wrightsell back, that is huge for this team. That's a new added factor there because he went down early on, I think with around 8 minutes left to go in the first, approximately, against Charleston in the first round. And he was the one who was really getting his team going in that opening round game for Latrell Wrightsell. So he hadn't played the previous to this game, besides the round of 64 was the last time for Latrell Wrightsell due to injury, coming back today for him. So big development right there, coming off the bench, drilling the 3, helping out the team a lot right now. And that's a difference between the scoreboard 23-20. Alabama 60% shooting, 71% from 3 at 5 for 7 from 3-point range, where UConn 3 for 9 from 3, 43% from the floor at 6 for 14. I mean, this is an amazing start for Alabama right now. Grant Nelson has 2 personal fouls. 1 personal foul each between Rylan Griffin and Sam Walters. And then for UConn, 1 personal foul between 3 players, Caravan, Castle, and Diarra so far. So if you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell if you like to be notified for future live streams here on the channel. Well, if this is the first real team that UConn has played since UNC, we're going back to December the 5th right there. And they also played Gonzaga on December 15, 10 days later after North Carolina. I mean, they got a conference that's stacked this season. Marquette and Creighton, they played twice. Seton Hall just won the NIT. St. John's took them in the conference tournament down to the wire. Lost by 5 for St. John's. We come back from the timeout right now. 3-point game. Klingon with 2 blocks, 2 rebounds so far. Spencer has it at the wing. Spencer at the right corner perimeter. Lobs it off to Klingon at the low block. Klingon approaching 10 minutes left to go. Looking to get it out to his teammate. He does. Newton lobbed to Klingon. 5 in the shot clock. Klingon left-handed hook. Able to score on the spot inside the key. It's a 1-point game. 23-22. Hey, what's good? Ren Jeff on the channel. Welcome in. Unfortunately, I can't see it. I'm stuck in 4 walls that day during work, so yeah, I can't see the solar eclipse, unfortunately. I work in a production studio with 4 walls in the recording studio, working with sound waves all day. Missed corner jumper by Estrada. Outlet pass ahead of the pack. Throwing it down with a 2-handed flush. It is Klingon with authority as UConn takes the lead. 24-23 and a quick timeout by Nate Oates, Alabama. Big time outlet pass right there ahead of the pack as Alabama couldn't get back defensively in time, and Klingon tears down a Rushak right there with a 2-handed flush. Massive response by the Huskies. UConn's just been so dominant in the second half that we'll see what happens here at half number 2, because Alabama's been incredibly great in the final 5 minutes of the game. 24-23, massive response. All fueled by Donovan Klingon. 4 in a row by Klingon. The hook shot inside the key, and then over on the fast break transition behind the defense, receiving the pass and dunking it down with a 2-handed flush. Tristan Newton, great job, eyes ahead right there up the floor off to the full court outlet. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So Trevor Story went on the 10-day DL, it looks like. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well, as right now we head to a timeout. What a battle between these two teams. Alabama came out ripping the threes left and right. They still are. They're 5 for 8 from the perimeter. And that's exactly what they need to take down the defending champs. Got to play their best game all season long and knock down as many threes as possible. 1-point game right now. Yeah, I unfortunately can't take a break because I'm working shows during that time. So I'm in the studio. I have to work shows during that time. We have like commercial breaks, but it's only like 2-3 minutes at the place that I work at. Yeah, I just wish I had, like, better working conditions than I do currently, because I'm surrounded by 4 walls in a recording studio for my day job, and it's 8-hour work days, so it's 8 to 4, 4 walls, sound waves that I look at, dark walls too. So definitely like going outside when I can, because it's very difficult not being able to see the daylight throughout the course of the day. 9:30 left to go in the first. 4-zip run fueled by Donovan Klingon responding to lead to the timeout that was taken by Nate Oates. They've scored 8 points in the paint in the previous 2.5 minutes. They had just 2 points in the paint in the first 8. Hand off to Mark Sears around the perimeter. Sears on the floor with Rylan Griffin. Latrell Wrightsell, who's drilled a 3, coming back from injury. Howard Estrada's out there as well. Nick Pringle soared up, the 5th player on the floor, trying to throw down a poster dunk over Klingon, but got fouled in a heavy collision here. We see the bounce pass off the roll down, try to tear it down over Klingon with a right-handed flush, and Klingon picks up the personal foul. Holy smokes. So Nick Pringle will head to the free throw line and shoot 2 for Alabama. Huge collision between Pringle and Klingon. Two shots here by Nick Pringle. 9:06 left to go. First one is good. Second shot coming up at the line by Pringle, looking to break the tie. And he does. 25-24 Alabama. We go back and forth. Grant Nelson with 2 personal fouls right now on the bench. UConn with a possession. 4 ties, 4 lead changes. UConn's largest lead by 5. Same as Alabama at 23-18 at one point. Handoff goes to Spencer. Spencer has it at the top of the key. Puts the ball into the hands of Tristan Newton. Sends it off to the left wing. Spencer back over to Castle this time. The lob goes to Klingon, brings along a double team, gets it away though. Out to Klingon once again. Oh, nice pass behind, off to the backdoor cutter. It's a 2-handed jam thrown down by Stephon Castle. Castle with a great start so far. 12-6 points in the paint in favor of UConn. Intercepted on the bad pass by Griffin. It is stolen away by Spencer as they attack to the rim, and Castle gets knocked down and fouled. Stephon Castle, right from this game, he's been on attack mode tonight. That was a great backdoor cutter. He slipped the screener, able to roll down to the hoop backdoor, get open off the assist by Klingon. Castle, top scorer with 10 points. Alabama's not keying in on Castle so far defensively in this game. He's made 2 open threes, just slipped the backdoor cutter wide open for the dunk a moment ago, and now he'll have 2 at the line. First free throw by Castle, that is good. Grant Nelson checks back into the game here for Alabama. So he's back on the floor with 2 personal fouls. Estrada, Wrightsell, Nelson, and Pringle. Those are the 4 guys around the free throw area right now. Free throw number 2 is good by Castle. 28-25. 5th player on the floor is Sears. Wrightsell sends it off to Estrada at the left wing. Estrada floats it up over the top. Klingon deflects it out of bounds the quarter. They were looking for the roll down with Pringle, but Donovan Klingon, nada. Denial. Get that away from the rim right there as he swats it out of bounds in the corner. 10-2 run by UConn last 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Alabama far side of the floor in the corner, about to get the inbound. Estrada will be the inbound passer. Newton the one guarding the inbound. Estrada gets it off to the wing into the hands of Pringle. Off to Estrada once again. 8 on the shot clock for Estrada. Estrada crossover. Gets it off to the elbow. Pringle. Hand off Estrada. Step back 3 in the air. Rattles in. It's good. Howard Estrada ties up the game at 28 apiece. 6th made 3 as a team now for Alabama tonight. Spencer. Pass off the roll down. Klingon underneath. No good. And deflected by Pringle. Very close to being a goaltend, but it looked like it was well wide left of the rim. It had the power, but just not the accuracy. Alabama tried to tiptoe down the baseline, and I think Yukon here with a bump. We still have the foul number at 4 at the moment, but we will take the media timeout. Yes, it will be a foul. So they just updated it. It's Tristan Newton who picked up the personal foul. That will be his first, bumping an Alabama drive at the baseline. So it stops the clock right now. Under 8 minutes left to play in the first half of action in a tie game, 28-28. What a battle right now. Defending champions, a back-and-forth game against Alabama. Wire to wire in this first half. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring that notification bell if you'd like to be notified for future live streams. Got over 120 plus watching right now, so let's keep it going tonight, everybody. Alabama's never made it to the national championship before. This is their first ever Final Four, 2024. Prior to this year, their deepest run was the Elite Eight 20 years ago in 2004. And UConn, every single time they've gone to the championship, they've won. 5 NCAA tournament championships. Last year, 2014, 2011, 2004, 1999. Purdue won the first game. Yeah, Purdue was excellent defensively. So whoever wins this will take on Purdue. Purdue won 63-50 against NC State. I actually said it. Somebody asked me, what do I think Purdue is going to win by? I said 13 during the last stream. That was correct. Wow. Zach Edey, 20 points, 12 rebounds. DJ Horn, he had, for a while, he had like 47% of the points for a while in that game, almost half for DJ Horn. He finished with 20, just not a whole lot of balance scoring-wise. Just between him and DJ Horn and DJ Burns, they really didn't have any like 3, 4, 5, and so on options on that team for NC State tonight. It's basically Horn and Burns doing the majority of the shot attempts throughout the game. Yeah, the battle of the giants. Clingan versus Edey in the national championship if that happens. Alabama looking for other ideas, though, and they are having one heck of a game right now from three-point range. 58.8% from the floor, 10 for 17 shooting, 6 for 9 from 3 for Alabama. You couldn't ask for a better start from this. 4 for 8 from 2, 6 for 9 from 3. I mean, just an incredible battle between two outstanding head coaches. Both head coaches, former head coaches at mid-major programs before they went over to a major conference. Got a major conference opportunity. Nate Oates, former head coach of Buffalo before he landed the Alabama job. And then Dan Hurley was the former head coach of Rhode Island before he went to UConn. So here we go, 28-28. UConn spent just 28 seconds in the first 4 rounds trailing. Tonight they've trailed for almost 4 minutes right now. Alabama gets the inbound, looking to take the lead once again. Nelson, dribble drive inside, brings along a double team, gets it outside, deflected, and intercepted. Stephon Castle comes up with a steal, works on Sears, and Castle goes up, gets fouled by Sears. That's heads-up play right there by Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle, top 10 freshman recruit from Covington, Georgia, really taking advantage of this game and this opportunity right now in the spotlight. 12 points by Stephon Castle. Just picked up his first steal of the game. 4 for 6 from the floor, 2 made threes. So that was on a reach-in there by Sears out in transition. This will stay UConn basketball. UConn looking to get the inbound, and then again, Alabama with a foul. That's going to be a quick second personal there by Sears again. Oh boy. That's 2 in a row charged to Mark Sears. So now he's up to 2. Grant Nelson's got 2. And Sears for the time being, will stay in the game right now. We'll see if they do decide to substitute him out, but he's the top scorer, averaging around 21 points per game, and that is number 7, so this means that UConn's in the bonus, and the first free throw is good. What's good? Ron in the stream, welcome back in. 29-28 Yukon. Tristan Newton made the first free throw. Second free throw, no good. Pinballed around and out. It goes back to Alabama. Down by 1, despite Nelson and Sears both with 2 personal fouls. Estrada at the left wing sends it off to Pringle. Handoff, Estrada at the left corner. Estrada towards his right. 12 on the shot clock. Estrada drives inside the paint with a runner. No good. Tried to shove it. It was Nelson. In and out of his hands, though, at the rim. It goes back to UConn. Transition play. 3-on-2. The 3. Off the mark. No good. Tipped up. Offensive rebound. Controlled by Spencer. Skip pass left corner. Caravan. Moves it outside. Klingon. Klingon at the top of the key. Klingon. Hand off to Newton here. Newton drives downhill to the rim. Couldn't finish. No good off the mark. It's going to be free throws coming up at the line. Pringle picks up the foul. That was actually number 5, Stephon Castle. So Castle is going to be the one shooting 2. Pringle is the one who picks up the foul. That's now number 8 as a team for Alabama. So once again at the free throw line, Stephon Castle, 12 points out of the 29. Rest of the team shooting 5 for 13 with 17 combined points. Castle tonight's 4 for 6. 2 shots. First one's no good. Probably not gonna do MLB games. Yeah, I got a lot going on, so it's gonna be basketball for a lot because we got NBA playoffs upcoming. Hey, what's good, Benchy in the stream? Welcome in. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win this one here? UConn or Alabama? Free throw number 2 is good by Castle. 2-point game. Castle will substitute out now towards the bench. 30-28. Newton is on the floor with Spencer. Number 10 comes in with Hassan Diarra now. Donovan Klingon on the floor. And Alex Caravan. That's the 5 for UConn. Driving inside the paint. Back out to the left wing. Aaron Estrada. Guarded by Caravan. At the low block. Moves it outside. Deflected by Spencer. Into the hands, though, of Wrightsell. Wrightsell on the floor with Sears, Estrada, Nelson, and Pringle. Jumper mid-range off the mark. No good. Missed by Wrightsell. Offensive rebound for Alabama, though. 15 on the shot clock. Turnaround Estrada. High arcing shot. No good. Inside the key. Caravan collects the defensive rebound. Under 6 left to go here in the first. Spencer will slow it down for UConn in a 2-point lead. A wide open 3. They'll take it off the rim. No good. Missed off the mark by Newton. Tipped up to the corner out of bounds. Last touched off of Spencer, according to the referees. It'll be Alabama ball. Yeah, Jeffrey was telling me during that on the last stream that PC recently got a pickup from Miami. I'm going to see. I was out all day. Approaching 5.5 remaining. Nelson at the rim couldn't finish it. It goes right back to UConn with it. Up the floor, Spencer looking to attack outside. Pass off the Caravan. Takes the 3. Off the rim, no good. Usually able to knock those down when he finds his stroke. Diarra gets blocked from behind. This will stop the clock with 5:18. UConn couldn't finish right there at the rim off the inbound. It goes back to Alabama. Spencer picks up a quick personal foul out in transition here as he reaches into Sears trying to lead the break. Oh, wow. So, Bensley Joseph. Yeah, I'm trying to see about articles that, yeah, nobody's really... Okay, there we go. So, yesterday, the Providence Journal put one out. That's awesome. Yeah, he was good for Miami. I remember last year he came off the bench. That's a three from downtown for Alabama. Straight away, Latrell Wrightsell. 31-30, Alabama takes the lead back. Under 5 minutes left to go before halftime. So, yep, I just got it up right now. So, Bensley Joseph yesterday transferred over to PC. Yeah, I've been super, super busy. Haven't really been checking social media like the past, probably 32 plus hours or so. Been working on a bunch of stuff. Top of the key straight away for UConn. Response right back for the triple. Tristan Newton knocks down the three as they take the lead. 33-31, 4:20 left to go before halftime. 7 lead changes, 5 ties, out of control. Off the dribble drive there for Alabama. They got numbers 5 and 4 up the floor. The ball got stripped up the court there. UConn missed the shot from point-blank range. Alabama with a 2-on-1 up the court. Caravan picks up the foul as Griffin slips out in transition, and Caravan picks up his second. So my prediction on this one, I had UConn taking this game here. Caravan, ooh, there wasn't really any contact from that. Wow, there's no contact. Yeah, nothing in the shooting motion right there. Caravan just picked up his second personal foul. Dan Hurley shaking his head about the call right there by the referees. 4:06 left to go remaining. And this will be 2 shots here for Alabama at the free throw line. Both teams are now in the bonus. Rylan Griffin, as he slipped down in transition. Caravan was behind him. Caravan got called in that foul. And a really, really tough call going against Caravan there. So Caravan now with 2 personal fouls. First player for UConn with 2 tonight. 2 personal fouls each between Grant Nelson and Mark Sears for Alabama. The free throw in the bonus missed. Off the front rim short by Griffin as UConn controls the rebounds. Newton has it here at the wing. Tristan Newton, he's an All-American, the point guard for UConn, but they got a 7'1" big man, Domin Klingon. He's a big low post player for UConn. He doesn't play like a ton of minutes, which is crazy, but he's a projected number 3 draft pick right now as UConn scores. 35-31. Mark Sears is the top player this season for Alabama. He's top 12 in scoring this season. Spencer. Yeah, both of these teams, they just have so much balance between players that can score and also defend at a high level too. Lob goes out of bounds and it's off the fingertips of Samson Johnson. And Samson Johnson's out there in place of Klingon right now. We'll take the timeout on the floor. We're under the 4-minute media break here. 35-31. So I'll go with 15 plus 15 right there to figure it out. According to Ren Jeff, when you add in the 15 players eligible for the Celtics playoff roster, plus 15 more guys, if there is so, on the main Celtics roster, 15 plus 15 equals 30 for a 30-point blown lead by Joe Mazzulla, plus not too long ago, they blew a 30-point lead. We'll see how that happens, though. Yeah, I'll check a couple sites here. So, the sheet that I have, it says he's 7'2", 265. That's according to Basketball Reference. 7'2", 265. I'm going to open up ESPN and see what it says, because basketball... Oh, wow, that's way off. Yeah, it's usually... The weight's way off for between Basketball Reference and ESPN. ESPN has him at 7'2", 280. So 7'2", 280 for Klingon. I saw a picture on Twitter the other night over the Bristol Central High School banner with a 1,000 point plus scoring club. Donovan Klingen's name. He was the most recent player at his high school in Bristol, Connecticut to reach 1,000 plus points. He had over 2,000 in his career. And right above him on that banner was Aaron Hernandez, who used to play tight end for the Patriots, and unfortunately his career went downhill pretty fast. Just so sad, that whole career right there with Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, I was back in high school when that whole story started to develop. Just unfortunate. Yep, 280. Yeah, he's shot up the draft boards. I saw, looking at some of the NBA websites for mock drafts, he is up now the projected top 3 pick for Donovan Klingen recently. Yeah, so I go through OBS for the website that I use for graphics. I can add in like text graphics, and then I do a lot of my graphics that I do over on Canva on a graphic design site, and then I can insert them to OBS. But all the text documents that I have, I'm able to do the different color codes for text. They have like a website that tells you what each school uses for college and NBA, all this professional sports teams from NFL, soccer. They have a bunch of different sports, and they tell you the exact color codes, that there's like a certain color code that I can enter in for the text, and it can be that color code. Yeah, I usually have the scoreboard. I do it off of, I still use the Paint application and Paint 3D for the scoreboard, and that's where I can change the colors to. It's super fast, and then I just have to make it transparent. There's a website that I use for transparency that I clip the corners over on LunaPic, and that's how I get the transparency. And then for the logos, there's transparent logos off of ESPN. They usually have it by 500 by 500, which I decrease in size, put it onto the board. Both free throws are good here by Grant Nelson as he got fouled coming back from the timeout. 2:53 left to play. Nelson's going to take a seat on the bench right now. Yeah, a lot of it's with text too, like the numbers, bonus, the record, all of that's all text documents that I can input on the OBS. Hassan Diarra now running the point for UConn. 2:40 left to play. Spencer at the right wing sends it over to Newton, who's also on the floor as well. Dribbling up inside a key jumper. Missed off the rim. Short, no good by Castle. In and out of the hands, out of bounds. Last touch by Alabama, the referees will say. Alabama thought it was last out by Castle. Let's see. Ooh, that's very close. Simultaneous there between Castle and Pringle. Pringle pointing in the Alabama direction, but couldn't get the call. Up by 2 for UConn. Jumper from the perimeter. It's good for the Huskies. 38-33. Quick launch right there off the inbound. So that is Cam Spencer who delivered on the 3. 5 for 15 from 3 for UConn. Alabama doing everything possible. They're 7 for 10. And Mark Sears attacking to the rim, scoring the left-hand layup. So much shades of Jalen Brunson for Mark Sears. Good attack downhill to the rim. We're down to the final 2 minutes left to go before halftime here. Back and forth, 3-point game. UConn slows it down. Diarra, top of the key, working on Sears. 10 on the shot clock. Diarra lobs off to Klingen. Klingen around 13 feet away from the basket, backs his way off to the 11-foot mark. Sends it off to Spencer. Spencer, up fake, kiss off the glass, scores, up and then off the backboard. Oh, wow, what an up fake right there. Cam Spencer got 2 Alabama defenders to bite off a double team inside the key. And then after they went up trying to block his shot, he went up in a shooting motion over the top of them as he was going up. They were coming down. Missed shot by Alabama at the rim. Dump off downhill. Klingen off the roll down. Scores with an assist by Diarra. 42-35. Wasn't the prettiest type of play right there, but it worked out for UConn. Alabama with the ball. Right wing perimeter. Right cell. Hands it off to Sears. Sears is scoring all 2 so far. Swings it off to Pringle. Bounce pass. Griffin. Dump off. Deflected. Out of bounds. Last touched off a Yukon. Yeah, I'm going to go for Iowa there to pull off the upset tomorrow. I think they're going to look for a redemption from last season. Inbound splash. Quarter 3 is good by Mark Sears. That's his first 3 made of the game right there. Able to get the Alabama fans all pumped up. It's a 4-point game with 42.3 seconds left to go. Great draw and play right there off the inbound. Sears came wide open around the screen. And then Diarra was late to get to him for his man to cover Sears, as Sears was able to slip around one of his teammates setting the pick. And Sears got freed up at the corner, catching fire, looked at too easy. 42-38 now with 42 seconds left to go before halftime, and what a battle between these two teams tonight for a spot on the line to face Purdue in the national championship on Monday. Yeah, I do. I do like them apples. So, apples and bananas. I usually take a banana for lunch quite a bit for me. I usually do more bananas than apples usually for my lunch. Yeah, they have, it's a slideshow category too. So on the top left corner, I have my Twitter X site, Discord, and then subscribe is on there too. And I'm able to do like a slideshow, which is pretty cool. I started the time clock around Christmas time. That's when I incorporated the time clock. I thought it would be confusing at first. Honestly, it's not that hard because I got start and stop. I just have to reset the time sometimes because mine usually goes past what it has. And then I have to get it to the right seconds. But usually it's spot on. So for the most part. Yeah, so I'll be back on Monday. So feel free to join in if you're interested on Monday. Come back for the national championship game at 9:20. I'll be back streaming on Monday. Inbound here for UConn, 40 seconds left to go before halftime, 42-38 for the Huskies. Tristan Newton with a possession, 10 on the shot clock, 29 on the game clock. Newton floats it up over the top for Klingon. Klingon squeezes it going up. He got fouled down to 24.2 seconds left to go. This will be 2 shots at the free throw line. Nick Pringle, as Klingon tried to dunk it, Pringle got his wrist area there on the alley-oop opportunity. So this will be 2 shots in the line, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks by Klingon. Klingon had 2 blocks in the first 4 minutes. Yeah, mangoes. That's good right there for Mario. I haven't had a mango in a while. First free throw is good by Klingon. Yeah, I heard about that. That's devastating there. Just so early. That's just so devastating when a parent passes away so early. I saw that Klingon, during his time at high school, he was averaging like 30 points per game plus when he played in high school. And the free throws are good. So both of them go down by Klingon. Shot clock is turned off. Alabama trails by 6 here, looking for a momentum builder to get them winning 4 or 3 before halftime. 10 seconds left to go. Edge in the midcourt logo, Sears. Sears dribbles up now to the left elbow. Sears drives inside the paint. Sears sneaks around with a left hand, drops it down. It's good for 2 by Mark Sears, and we close out going to halftime. 44-40. Great way to use all the entire game clock right there by Mark Sears, able to sneak around as he was working on Stephon Castle. Got around him with a left hand right there. Just so crafty at the rim for Mark Sears. 44-40. What a game. The first half of action right now. Alabama with a little bit of momentum going into halftime. And this has been a track meet so far. UConn's undefeated in the NCAA tournament when leading at half, but this game is too close for comfort right now. Just opens up the opportunity for Alabama because they played one heck of a first half for Alabama. They came out ready. They were making their threes. I mean, incredible start. They're doing everything possible to win this game for Alabama. 8 for 11 from three-point range in half one. 14 for 28 from the floor. They're 50% even. UConn is 14 for 30. UConn, though, just 5 for 15 from 3. And this is anybody's game right now. I mean, Alabama, excellent start. Winning 4. "13 points by Castle. He's the top scorer. Alabama's left him open a lot, especially early on. They've tightened up defensively against Castle lately. Klingon's got 8 with 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. 8 points by Cam Spencer. Caravan, the lone player with 2 personal fouls. Everybody else with 1 for UConn. And in Alabama, 2 personal fouls each between Nick Pringle, Grant Nelson, and Mark Sears. Sears leads the way. He's got 11. Sears is perfect as well. He's perfect. 5 for 5. Made a 3 off an inbound from the corner, but man, he just looks so good getting to the rim. 7 by Grant Nelson. Aaron Estrada now with 8. Alabama's doing everything possible to hang in there right now. This was an excellent executed first half. Like, physical first half, but both of these teams were also making their shots. So whoever wins this game will take on Purdue. And that'll be on Monday in the National Championship, 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be back on Monday, so if you'd like to join in, feel free to do so on Monday night for the National Championship game. And even after the National Championship game, feel free to keep on coming back, supporting the streams throughout the course of the season. We'll have NBA playoffs right around the corner coming up in 2 weeks from now, actually, is the start of the NBA playoffs. So I plan on covering a lot of the NBA streams as well when I'm around. Yeah, it's been a super busy week for me. I covered 2 games in person yesterday for college softball. I had 2 games this morning for baseball that I covered. So this is actually my 4th game that I've covered, 2nd stream. But I announced for a couple different colleges in the area. Recently, I started announcing for a D1 school. So getting a start at D1, I've got a couple opportunities there. Yeah, Purdue lost to Wisconsin in the Big Ten semis. Yeah, papaya. I haven't had a papaya in a while, too. I had an eggplant sandwich before I started streaming. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to have a doubleheader for softball. I just got called up, like, last minute, because the team that they were supposed to play at, the team that I'm a broadcaster for, they were supposed to play a road game, but since their opponent's field has a couple inches of snow on it, since we got a snowstorm on Thursday, they have to play at the school that I announced for, which is, it's just been rain, so I have to go back tomorrow afternoon for 2 games. Been just incredibly busy. Yeah, probably Monday with a national championship will be my probably my only stream for the week because I got softball tomorrow, which I wasn't expecting until right before I started off the Purdue stream. I got a call to help out tomorrow. I got lacrosse on Tuesday and then doubleheaders for softball on Friday and Saturday. Go by quick though, which is nice. So probably this upcoming week I'll have just the national championship stream. And my schedule does start to calm down around playoff time in April, usually. Yeah, definitely hydrating myself. Been pretty bad for the weather. We've had a lot of postponements, rainouts. Some of the places with like in-conference teams that's up further north. I'm from Massachusetts. Some of the teams like in-conference in like New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, they got like a foot plus of snow, so they're not hosting games outdoors for a while. And that goes for baseball, softball, lacrosse, all the spring sports. They just got dumped on Thursday with over 1.5 feet of snow in some places. Actually, I go up to New Hampshire quite a bit in the Lakes region near Lake Winnipesaukee. They got 19 inches of snow over off of Route 16 in Wakefield on Thursday. Just crazy. They got a nor'easter. It was still snowing yesterday up there. And they still have like thousands of people out of power still, like 48 plus hours later. Yeah, so right now we're just at halftime. What a battle between these two teams. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to let us know who you like in this one here. Yeah, I actually haven't had some brews yet. One of my good friends that streams hockey has quite a bit of brews on his channel. Yeah, just crazy. Like, the Lakes region in New Hampshire got like 18, 19, 20 inches in some places. Somebody was telling me yesterday Middlebury College got dumped on with like 20 inches of snow, so they can't host their spring sports for like baseball and softball for like the next like week or so at Middlebury. But like a lot of the schools that's like further north, Keene State got a lot of snow up there. Even like northern Mass, I think like Fitchburg, towards that area. Yeah, crazy. Typical northeast weather. It was like on and off showers. So it downpoured at the end of the baseball game I covered this afternoon, and then I was driving back like 5-10 minutes down the road. It was complete sun, and then 5-10 minutes later, showers once again. And my thoughts are with anybody who was in the path of that tornado earlier this week. I saw some of the videos. That's devastating. I think it was Kentucky and Ohio who got hit hard. I saw there was a video out of UK Lexington that they didn't cancel classes, and there was a kid who was walking to one of his classes in the middle of a massive wind gust, and he got blown over. He just never canceled classes. So UConn tonight is trailed for 4 minutes and 18 seconds in the first half. They only trailed 28 seconds during the last 4 games in the NCAA tournament. Their point differential is plus 27.8 the first 4 games. Their point differential right now at the half is 4. They're just such a dominant second half team, though. We'll see if they flip the switch, but Alabama, they've been solid, especially in the final, 8 minutes remaining of the second half for Alabama. That's when they play their best and knock down their shots from three. Yeah, I think local around my area, I think there's one called Narragansett in my area. That's one of them. One of my friends knows one that's not too far away from us. It's called Anawan. That they opened up one. They were former graduates of the high school that I attended, and the sad part about it is that the place burnt down 2 years ago, but they just recently rebuilt it with a bunch of other stuff inside too. I think they have like a couple eateries inside too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, chick beans are really good. Chickpeas, those are really healthy. I have those sometimes. So whoever wins this one will take on Purdue. Purdue took game 1, 63-50 over NC State. Zach Edey dominant, 20 points, 12 rebounds. Stephon Castle is leading the way for UConn. He's got 13. Mark Sears has 11 for Alabama. Just haven't found their three from UConn right now in this game. Alex Caravan, he's been a great three-point shooter this season. He missed his lone three-point shot attempt from the floor. He's got 2 personal fouls, so he headed back to the bench during the second portion of the first half. Yeah, Michigan State, I heard that Matty Sissokos is supposed to be going to the transfer portal, so they're going to need a lot of, front court guys, it looks like, for Michigan State. I believe that was Tyson Walker's last season, so they're going to need a lot of transfer pickups for them. They'll need a point guard. They'll need a big man. Yeah, there's a lot that they'll have to get through the transfer portal. Yeah, the main issue for them this year was defensive rebounding for Michigan State. They just weren't consistent on the glass this year. They relied heavily upon Tyson Walker. Tyson Walker, when he had great games, they would usually win those games, but if they were off, they would lose those games. But I believe that's it, because he was a senior for Tyson Walker. I believe he was in a graduate year too. Yeah, definitely gonna need another key playmaker from Michigan State too. But he played off the ball sometimes there as well for Tyson Walker. So yeah, that was his 5th season. So he played 2 at Northeastern and then 3 at Michigan State. So that's it for Tyson Walker. Yeah, they're gonna need some big time scoring to fill his void. Yeah, hanging in right now for a big wrap. They held on to a lead for around 4 minutes in this game. It's been a good matchup. It's been back and forth throughout most of it. Hanging in for Alabama, and that was a great bucket by Mark Sears right before halftime. Got the layup. Instead of being down by 6, they trail by 4. And thanks all for patiently waiting here as we're at the half. Just waiting for the second half to begin in a little bit. But I'll be back on Monday covering the national championship game. And so if you'd like to join in on Monday night as well, feel free to do so for the national championship game. Yeah, this is my last doubleheader stream for a while, probably until sometime during the NBA playoffs for me, since these games are back-to-back in the Final Four. All right, so looks like we're finally going to get back to the second half here in just a moment. We sleep in May indeed. Those are the college basketball guys that sleep in May. My channel keeps on going to like mid-June. Yeah, in the future, hopefully. In the future, Ren Jeff. Me and my girlfriend are trying to see if we can get a place together probably sometime this summer. We're going to look into seeing if there's anything available for like our first home together. Just super expensive. Like the lowest home prices around my area are around like $300,000 up towards where she lives because she's closer to Boston. Average price is like $800,000, $900,000, and she lives like 15-20 minutes away from Boston. It's just crazy. It's very difficult for like first-time home buyers coming out of college to see if they can try to afford something. When I worked the radio show with one of the financial advisors a couple weeks ago, he pointed out about the forever renters, and that's what the whole society has started to turn to and stuff like that. Just more so it starts with leadership on what's going on in other places. I usually do special live streams during the off season, so I'll cover NFL games from time to time in the off season. I'll probably do some of the Olympic games in August. I think I'm able to get those channels. I have Peacock that I have, and they put some of the games on NBC, so this is an Olympic year, which is pretty cool. Yes. So, I got UConn against Purdue for my prediction. Yeah, I am in the country. Yeah, my town's got a population of like 10,000. I'm outside Boston and Providence. Other places got like 90,000 plus around the area. But yeah, I live in a very small town. But if I moved out to like, because there's other spots like the Berkshires out in Western Mass is lower too. I know over in Connecticut it's lower. It's just Massachusetts, because they have added in like high-speed rail as well. So that's boosted up the prices. So that's allowed the housing prices to soar up because in my area, because I'm kind of towards the Cape, it was around like 200,000 a couple of years ago to own a house that's now like 350, 400K. And it's gone up a ton because of like they finally connected a new commuter rail system to Boston in my area, so it's jacked up the prices. So it's called South Coast Rail that they have, and it's supposed to connect like the entire like coastline of Mass over up to Boston. Yeah, Summer Olympics upcoming very soon. Hey, what's good, John? Welcome in from Ireland. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, Rhode Island's cheaper than Mass, because I was looking at stuff out towards outside of Providence, much cheaper, and even cheaper in Connecticut in some parts. It's just Mass is crazy, especially in Boston. Everything's like $1 million house, because I'd have to work until I'm retired basically to get something with that money, unless you're like a CEO of a corporation or something like that. Like to live comfortably in Boston, you have to be earning like 130 grand plus a year. It's crazy. So here we go, about to start the second half of action. If you're new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Cam Spencer inbounds it over to Tristan Newton. We're underway here for half two. Right to left in the floor for UConn to begin. This is where UConn has started to go off as massive second halves. They won a 30-0 run, propelling in half two against Illinois in the Elite Eight a week ago. Newton dribbles up, bounce pass off the roll down, and a layup scored behind the defense. It's good by Stephon Castle. Castle's been the player of the game so far today. 15 points out of the 46 for UConn. Alabama with the first possession. The lob goes to a Nelson. Nelson backs his way. Newton, Nelson, pass off to Sears underneath. Swings it off to the trailer. Pringle, no good. Missed off the back rim. That's tough defense there by Klingon. And UConn collects the defensive rebound. UConn up the floor, top of the key with Castle. Hands it off now to Newton. Newton takes the three, skidded off the rim as Nelson collects the defensive board. First minute of action to start off the second. Griffin, kick out quarter. Nelson working on Caravan. Inside the key. Nelson off balance shot. Missed off the mark. Went off a Klingon, where Spencer collects the defensive board. Spencer, top of the key, fires it off to Caravan. Caravan attacks inside the paint. Slices defenders right to the rim. He scores up and in off the backboard. 48-40 right now to score. Yeah, Putnam, Connecticut. That's right on the Rhode Island line. Like Putnam, Killingly, Brooklyn. That's around like an hour away from where I am. I'm outside of Providence in the southeast area of Mass. Here's a three. Good by Estrada as he lights it up from the perimeter. 48-43. 5-point game now. UConn's going to slow it down. Castle at the top. Dribble drive down the lane inside. And referees will rule this a foul. Picked up charge to Rylan Griffin on the floor. This will be an inbound coming up for UConn. Down to 18-12 left to go. Inbound to Klingon here at the top of the free throw circle. Klingon towards his left. Sends it off to the top of the key. Castle takes the three straight away. Bricked off the back rim, no good. Tipped up, and the rebound controlled by Stevenson for Alabama. Stevenson hasn't got many minutes tonight in this one so far, as they will look to go around the defender. They do, with a layup scored with a left hand up and in off the glass. It is made by Estrada. 3-point game. 48-45. Lob down low to Klingon. Klingon brings along a double team, got denied. And Nelson picked up the block, and here goes Alabama. Chance to tie with a three. UConn was up by 8 at one point. Now just up by 3 underneath. Estrada gets it off to the wing to Griffin. Puts the ball into the hands to Sears. Sears, a dribble drive inside. Low block. Shovels over. Jumper, mid-range. Griffin. Swoosh. It's a 1-point game. 48-47. Alabama's right in it as the whole crowd goes wild for the Roll Tide. Part of a 7-zip run last minute and 25 seconds. Newton towards his right. Dribbles up to the elbow, and Sears commits the reach and foul. So that's his third now for Mark Sears. Yeah, Worcester, that area is much less expensive compared to the Boston area. Like, Boston Metro is crazy high. Caravan at the top, sends it off to the wing. Castle up fade. Castle now down to the low block. Moves it off to Klingon inside the low post. Klingon able to get the bounce off the rim. Drops it down for 2. 50-47. Donovan Klingon now up to 10 points and 3 rebounds tonight with 2 blocks. Step back 3 in the air. Nelson hit the rim short. No good. A rebound controlled by Newton here for UConn. Moves it up the floor. Caravan. Transition 3. Laser beam as he delivers from the perimeter. Caravan able to knock down the 3. It's a 6-point lead for UConn. That's the stroke right there. Alex Caravan just outside of Worcester. Speaking of Worcester, he grew up in Southborough, Massachusetts, over in the Metro West part of Mass. Wow, that ball pinwheeled around in the key. UConn, with incredible reaction time by Castle, came down with it, and he dribbles back out to the perimeter. Castle slows it down under 16 minutes left to go here in the second. Lobs off to Newton at the wing. Newton down to 8 in the shot clock. Tristan Newton floats it up over the top with a two-handed jam. Throw down off the backdoor cutter by Stephon Castle. What a lob right there by Newton. 8-point lead for UConn once again. 7-zip run roaring back in the last minute and 10 seconds. And the pass gets deflected out of bounds. This will stay. Alabama ball will lead us to the timeout. Newton lobs it up over the top over 3 Alabama defenders with a backdoor cutter by Stephon Castle. He has been the player of the game tonight. And this one for Stephon Castle so far today for UConn, 17 points. The top scorer in the game as we take the first media timeout of the second half. Just so many weapons on this UConn squad. And these have been controlled possessions for them. And Alabama's played their best game by far. They're drilling threes left and right, 9 for 14 from 3. Man, this UConn team is a machine right now. Castle has been incredible today. 6 for 10 from the floor, 17 points by Castle. Klingon's got 10, 8 by Spencer. Caravan with 9. That was a massive 3 he hit a couple minutes ago. 6 by Newton with 7 assists. 5 off the bench by Spencer Johnson. Cam Spencer is 8. Samson Johnson is 5 off the bench. 13 by Estrada, 11 by Sears right now. And then 8 by Rylan Griffin, 7 by Nelson. Pringle has been limited to 2. 6 off the bench by Wrightsell. It's a really good game. Alabama looking to see if they can get another run in them. What a response by UConn. Alabama went on a 7-zip run. UConn right back went on a 7-zip run to make it 55-47. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. If you'd like to be notified here for future live streams. What a game we got And we still got a lot in this game remaining. It all depends on who gets on the scoring drought, who doesn't. And that'll most likely determine the winner of tonight's game here, because both of these teams have been consistently scoring at a high clip tonight that there hasn't really been any team cooling down at all. UConn got on a run that time, and that was after Alabama got on a run previous. So how we started off the half was that UConn stretched their lead out to 8, 48-40. Alabama responded back with a 7-zip run to make it 48-47. And then right back came UConn on a 7-zip run, 55-47. So yeah, it's all going to depend on who really just is able to continue the offensive success throughout the game and continue to score. Whereas if one team goes stagnant offensively, then it's not going to help out the cause, and that will be the difference in the game. So Alabama, looking at Alabama right now, as they will need to respond back, or this could get out of their hands, because UConn has just been such a dominant second half team this season. Though Alabama, when I've streamed their games this year, they have had a really, really solid final 10 minutes of the games. Inbound over to Nelson. Missed the mark there off the inbound. Corner three is good by Sears, though. What a way to keep that possession alive. 5-point game. 55-50. Good kick out to the corner. I thought that Nelson originally off the inbound, there was a bunch of contact. Should have been fouled, but didn't. And that will be a kick out to the corner. There's a player down for UConn here in transition. They got numbers for Alabama as Nelson will throw it down with a right-handed flush. 55-52, just like that, they have responded. 5-zip run by Alabama in a 25-minute clip. Grant Nelson with authority over Klingon. On a poster, baby. Holy smokes. Grant Nelson. Big-time dunk right there over Klingon with a right hand. Plus 6 points in the paint for UConn right now. Everybody's okay. Good to see. For the Huskies, it was Newton who was the player down at the stanchion, able to get back up. Moves it off to Spencer. Baseline dribble. Spencer gets past Nelson. Triple teamed underneath. Spencer off the up fake. Block from behind as the ball goes out of bounds. Last off of Alabama. It's Muhammad Diabate, number 10. First time on the floor tonight. Who came up with a block just a moment ago. Incredible game. Yeah, so I get the merchandise link in the description of the video. I got t-shirts, short sleeve and long sleeve shirts, iPhone cases, stickers, pillows, sweatshirts. Tote bags are on there. I got sandals, mugs, notebooks. So feel free to check that out if anybody would like to. It's in the description of this video with a merchandise site. Missed shot by Alabama as it went off the backboard. That's going to be a loose ball foul picked up, charge to Klingon, I believe, here. Yep, it's on Klingon. That's going to be Klingon with his second personal foul now. So he picks up the over the back. Second personal foul in the night, charge to Klingon. Under 14 and a half left to go. Sears crossover. Edge of the midcourt logo here for Sears. Sears dribbles up, drives to the right elbow. Sears hands it off to right cell. Right cell, dribble drive inside, dribbles back out. Hand off Sears, right baseline dribble. Sears, kick out to the wing. They stayed in bounds with Estrada somehow. Gave it off to the corner to Sears. That was a lucky possession. Sears takes the three, blocked by Caravan. And a shot clock violation as he got blocked as the clock went down to 0. So nothing going that possession right there. Excellent block by Caravan for UConn. I'm kind of shocked to see that possession kept alive. That was an incredible save down the far side of the floor by Estrada. UConn by 3 with the ball. 14 minutes left to go. Top of the key. Castle, handoff Newton, moves on top, over to Spencer. Spencer off the Klingon screen, dribbles towards his right. Newton, Castle, lobs it off to Klingon, backs his way, bouncing bodies, low post, no good. Missed off the mark, trying to back his way on Nelson as Alabama collects the rebound. Top of the key here for the Crimson Tide. Nelson dribbles up, drives inside the key, gives it off to his teammate with Diabate. Diabate, no good, missed off the glass. Offensive rebound over to Estrada. Nelson, 12 on the shot clock. Nelson over Klingon. He scores up and in off the backboard. Slowing it down that time off the Euro by Grant Nelson. 1 point game. 7-zip run right back for Alabama. UConn with the ball. Edge of the midcourt logo, Spencer. Klingon, top of the key, 15 on the shot clock. Klingon, his pass deflected. Caravan stays in bounds, though, to the corner. Spencer looking to get it away. Spencer dribbles right baseline, 6 on the shot clock. Spencer underneath, deflected. And this will be a foul picked up, charge to Alabama. That's on the shot attempt. Whoa. So Grant Nelson, it is charged to him, who picks up the foul on the shot attempt, according to the officials, that Cam Spencer was going reverse hand underneath the hoop to lay it up. And this will be 2 shots in the line. That is now Nelson's 3rd personal foul for him. The first free throw is good. What a game. 56-55. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well. We got 150 plus right now watching in a massive, massive game between these two teams. Winner will take on Purdue. National championship game. Second free throw bricked off the back iron, missed by Cam Spencer for UConn. Alabama collects the rebound. Down by 2. Nelson with his 3rd foul. Sears also has 3 right now. 2 personal fouls by Pringle tonight. Nelson at the left elbow backs his way to the key, working on Caravan. Hook shot over Caravan, drops down by Nelson. Grant Nelson right now is playing out of his mind in the second half. He has got himself up to 13 and 11 for points and rebounds, including a poster dunk a few minutes ago over Klingon. Skip pass, left elbow. Johnson on the floor in place of Klingon at the moment. It's Johnson, Diarra, Caravan, Spencer, and Castle. That's the 5 in the court. 9-1 scoring run last 3+ minutes here for Alabama. Follow away, tough shot, Spencer. Off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound ripped away by Castle as he continues the possession. Castle slicing defenders. The cup goes up. He gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Stephon Castle for UConn. He's got 17 points at the moment for Castle, the top scorer in the game. What a battle right now between the defending champs, Alabama, wire to wire. Stephon Castle, 17 points, 6 for 10 from the floor. 2 free throws. First one is good. Hasn't been their best game tonight at the free throw line. They're now 13 for 17 on free throws tonight, above 75%. Alabama's 4 for 5. Second shot here by Castle. Right down the middle. 58-56, Klingon right now is on the bench with 12 minutes left to play. They have Samson Johnson, number 35, in the spot of Klingon at the time being. Nelson attacks on Johnson. His pass inside. Lost it. Battle for the loose ball. Able to come alive with it. Is Alabama out to the wing. The 3 around the rim and out. Missed. No good off the mark by Estrada. Here goes UConn up the floor. Spencer, top of the key. Moves it out to the left. They'll slow it down with Castle. Castle, 18 on the shot clock. Dribbles up to the right elbow. Castle, 1-on-1 working on Nelson. Floats to the runner inside the key. Drops it down for 2 more. Stephon Castle, what a game he has had tonight. 21. Outside for a 3 here off the handoff by Sears. No good. Bricked off the back rim. Defensive rebound hauled in by Spencer. Up the floor, Spencer towards his right. Gives it off to Caravan. Caravan swings it outside. Spencer, up fake. Top of the key, Spencer. Spencer down to just above 11 minutes left to go. Lobs it up over the top. Soaring up with a 2-handed flush off the roll. Down to Spencer. Or that is Samson Johnson with a dunk for 2 for UConn. Oh, with a feed right there. Down low with an assist by Castle. 26 points in the paint now for UConn. Johnson soaring up off the rim, soaring down with a dunk. Down low, Alabama blocked off the volleyball swat right there by Sampson. Up the floor, kick out corner, 3 on its way. Castle, no good. Offensive rebound underneath. Caravan powers his way, gets it in, up and in off the glass for 2. 64-56 Yukon. That is some championship level plays there. You don't need Donovan Clingan to make all of them. They have the number 2 big making the plays as well, with Samson Johnson. 7 points off the bench. Timeout taken by Alabama. Man, what a game. Alabama's playing their hearts out tonight, and UConn just battles their way back like a machine. Holy smokes. Samson Johnson off the roll down. Incredible. Castle's got 21. 11 by Caravan now. 10 by Clingan. Johnson with 7 bench points. There's a strong bucket off the putback, too, by Caravan. That is championship identity level plays right there. Just incredible basketball that we've seen. A couple missed threes by Alabama, and UConn able to translate those into points on the board in the flash. This has been a game of runs. Alabama's responded right back as well. So this game is certainly not over, considering the runs that these two teams have made. I mean, wow, what a battle. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams. What's good? John in the channel, welcome in. We got Michael on the stream. Welcome on board. What a game. This game is certainly not over, though Alabama's going to need to find their three-point stroke once again. They're 10 for 18 from 3. I think that magic number for them, I said at least 15, but to be safe, you probably want to go 20 if you're Alabama to make for three-point shots. So they're halfway there, but, I mean, they made 10 threes in the first 29 and a half minutes or so. They're really going to have to step up their three-point game for the final 10-27 and just take over and knock down shot after shot after shot from the perimeter if they want to make a big-time comeback tonight. Largest lead right now, UConn by 8. They've been up by 8 a couple times this half, and Alabama's responded each time. Alabama led by 5 at one point, 23-18 in the first half. Caravan's only a sophomore. It's incredible what he does for Caravan. He's low-key, like, such a solid player for UConn. He's a leader on the floor for Caravan. So I covered a lot of D3 games for in-person announcing this year. The team that I announced most of their men's basketball games for was at UMass Dartmouth. In conference, one of the conference teams that they played against, Keene State, went to the Sweet 16 of this year's D3 NCAA tournament. The player for Keene State, Jeff Hunter, was named first-team All-American in D3. Him and Alex Caravan are really good friends. Caravan is from Southborough, Mass., right outside of Worcester. And then Hunter, who led the nation this year in double-doubles for Division III men's college basketball, he's like right down the road from Caravan in Hudson, Mass. So both of those guys train together and practice in the off-season together with one another. And go through the same like training program that they're in. We're going to take a timeout here, looks like. So we had just gone back to action. A pass got deflected out to the corner. With 10:15 left to go, we will head to a media timeout. The last timeout was taken by Alabama, and now we head to the under 12 media break. So yeah, the player that I announced a couple of his games for when they had road games at UMass Dartmouth this year, for Jeff Hunter, he was incredible. He went, in a game against Connecticut College, he went 16 for 17 shooting in that game. All of his made shots were twos. He's one of the top players in D3 and field goal shooting for him. But him and Alex Caravan are really good friends because they think they had like a couple of off-season videos together with their reps in the gym with one another training. They live like a couple towns away from each other. What's good, OG in the stream? Welcome in. We got a Mario on the channel. Welcome on board. 8-point lead right now for UConn. This is the game of Stephon Castle right now. 21 points by Castle tonight. 7 for 12 shooting. He just lighted it up early on. He had 2 quick threes to begin, and he's only around the high 20s from 3-point shooting this season by Castle. But a breakout game for him. Top 10 recruit in the class of 2023 for a first year. For Castle, this would be a career high right now. So he ties a career high with 21. So another made bucket. It will be a new career high that he sets. 21 against Seton Hall on March 3rd. 21 against St. John's on February 3rd. And then here on April the 6th, he's got 21 at the moment. Basically the first game of each month. That's what it is. Wow. He comes alive the first game of every month. That's crazy. I predicted UConn in this one, but I think Alabama can get on another run and make this a game once again and make it close. This game is far from being done. No team is led by double digits tonight. Alabama plays their best basketball in the final 5 minutes. So I think UConn's aware of this, and they want to see if they can build up the lead as much as possible. 10:15 left to go. Inbound goes to Alabama. Sears, crossover, baseline dribble. Sears underneath, blocked from behind by Caravan. Caravan comes up with the basketball. That's just excellent defense right there. He got beat off the dribble, but was able to stay somehow, some way in a defensive distance and block Sears from behind. That was a phenomenal defensive play from behind by Caravan. Newton at the top of the key for UConn. 9:45 left to go. Baseline dribble. Bounce pass left corner Diarra. Hassan Diarra towards his right. Floats at the rudder. Inside the key. We got a wedgie. It's a wedgie here, folks, as Diarra's floater gets wedged in between the back right corner of the rim and the glass. Don't see that too often. Wedgie on a floater. Possession arrow goes to Alabama. $9:40 left to go. Down by 8 for Alabama. Sears crosses the midcourt logo. They're just 2 for 7 right now from 3 in this second half. They started off strong in the first half. They went 8 for 11 in half one. Ripping through the threes in the first half of action. Estrada at the top of the key. Estrada dribbles towards his right. Now inside the key. Backs his way. Estrada, his floater. And as he went up into the motion, he got fouled. So this will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line here for Aaron Estrada. If they're going to get him to the line, are they or no? Wow, they're not. They're not going to say it's on the motion. So it's not on the motion according to the referees in the shot. They will instead have Alabama inbound this basketball. So they say it's before he went up in the shooting motion. Estrada dribbles up to the left elbow. Hand off to Sears. Sears drives as he is stuck, and he's able to score up and in off the backboard somehow, some way over Hassan Diarra. He was stuck, guarded by Diarra, and off balance, put one up off the glass and made it. 16 by Sears on 7 for 10 shooting. At the elbow, UConn has it under 9 minutes left to go as they look to turn the corner. Floater, Castle came up short, tipped up, and Nelson out of the pack secures the defensive rebound. Up ahead here with Rylan Griffin. Griffin moves it off to Estrada. Estrada looking to turn the corner. Lost the handle out of bounds, though. It's an Alabama turnover. That is crushing right there. Estrada had to step past the defender, too. And instead of a 4-point game, it's still a 6-point game, and UConn will have the basketball. Back into the game now, checks in with Donovan Clingan. UConn, just 3 total turnovers the entire night. Alabama with 7. UConn crosses midcourt. Newton puts the ball into the hands of Castle. He's got 21, the top scorer tonight, tying a season high. Castle has it at the right wing, moves it out, right corner, wide open 3, splash. That's good. Tristan Newton from downtown buries the triple. 67-58, 8:20 left to go. Sears has it at the mid-block. Back over to Sears, top of the key. And we got a UConn foul as Pringle got swung around the perimeter. That'll be charged to Castle. That's now Castle's. That's his 3rd for personal fouls. Yeah, UConn will be making history if they're able to win another championship back-to-back, first since Florida back in the late 2000s. Inside with Sears. That time he's able to find the opening. Sneaks his way past the defense and one. Coming up at the free throw line for Mark Sears. Shades of Jalen Brunson. Off the up fake, bumped into from behind. That is by Castle. That's number 3 by Castle as it corrects my stat boards. The one previous to that was 2. And that is 3. Sears with an and 1. Alabama still in striking distance right now, looking to get this game winning 6 if he makes the free throw. 8:02 left to play. If you're doing a stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And what a battle between these two teams. Whenever UConn's tried to stretch it out, as many by 8 in this game, Alabama's come on back. The free throw is good by Sears. 67-61, 8 minutes left to go. Mark Sears, top 12 in the nation, averaging 21 points per game. He's got 19 right now. Castle, 21 points, tying a career high, but with 3 personal fouls currently for UConn. Newton at the top. Newton drives, dish out to the right corner. At the right block for UConn, they move it back out to the perimeter. Newton, top of the key, takes the 3 straight away. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Spencer. Clingan goes down on the hardwood, and Alabama gets called on the foul. So, this will take us to the media timeout here. 7:34 left to go. It will stay UConn basketball once we get back from the timeout. Six-point game. UConn will have the inbound coming up out of the timeout. Jaron Stevenson called on the foul, knocking down Clingan off the rebound. Cam Spencer with a monstrous offensive rebound there. UConn is +6 in the glass, 11-5. With offensive rebounds. UConn +7 in the total rebounds, 30-23 right now. 7 turnovers by Alabama, just 3 by UConn. This has been championship level basketball tonight. Very few turnovers. +6 points in the paint for UConn, 28-22. Hey, what's good? Isaiah's in the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Jamie in the channel, welcome on board. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, type in the chat who you like to win this one tonight. Type it in. Alabama, UConn. RTR, Roll Tide Roll, elephant emoji, Roll Tide, UConn, Huskies. Hit me up in the chat who you guys like to win this one here. What a game. An amazing battle right to the finish. $7:34 left. After this, we'll have just one more media timeout. That will come with under 4 minutes left to play. UConn with 3 timeouts left. Alabama has 2. And this has just been a championship level game tonight. Like, whenever you think that it's too much for Alabama to come back, they come back. I mean, they've had multiple runs in them in the second half, trailing by 8, going on a 7-zip run to draw within 1, and then UConn responds. They go up by 8 once again. Alabama gets in a run once again. It comes back. They trail still against UConn, but UConn keeps on shutting the door. We'll see what happens, especially when we come down to crunch time in the final 5 minutes left to go. Foul trouble looks like this. Stephon Castle, the top scorer tonight for UConn, is 3 for personal fouls. He has tied a career high 21 points after Castle, 11 points by Alex Caraban, 10 by Dalvin Klingon with 3 rebounds and 2 blocks. Both Caraban and Klingon have 2 personal fouls. And then Alabama with quite a bit of foul trouble. 19 points by Mark Sears. He does have 3 personal fouls, though. 13 points, 12 rebounds by Grant Nelson. He had a poster dunk earlier this half over Klingon. He's got 3 personal fouls. And then 13 points by Aaron Estrada. He's got just 1 foul. 2 personal fouls between Rylan Griffin and Nick Pringle as well for Alabama. 7:34 left to go. 5 personal fouls as a team in the second half for Alabama. 4 by UConn right now. Thanks so much, Dolores. Appreciate it for joining in on the stream. Welcome in, everybody. Inbound goes to Caraban. Caraban on the floor with Castle, Klingon. And down low, it goes to Klingon. Klingon underneath scores off a double team inside the low post, up and then off the glass. Good for 2. It's Newton, Castle, Klingon, Caraban, and Spencer. That's the 5 on the floor currently for UConn. Alabama with the ball, top of the key, Estrada. He's on the floor with Pringle, Nelson, Sears, and Wrightsell. Estrada kick out corner. Sears with a 3. No good. Bricked off the back iron. Defensive rebound hauled in by Caraban. Up the floor, Spencer will slow it down. Under 7 minutes left to play. 8-point lead once again for UConn here. Newton, hand off to Castle. Lobs it off to Klingon, top of the free throw circle. Hand off. Newton off the drive. Dribbles back out, top of the key. Newton guarded by Sears, 101. 8 on the shot clock for Newton. Newton dribbles towards his left at the left wing perimeter. Newton now dribbles up. And that will be a offensive foul picked up by, believe here as they're walking. Yeah, they're walking in Alabama's direction. That is charged to... Wow, that's Castle. That is on Castle as the referees roll it on. That's his 4th. It's Dan Hurley right now. Just in a complete disbelief with Stephon Castle, the top player in the game with 21 total points. So Castle has to substitute out. Number 10 comes in with Hassan Diarra now. Alabama down to 6:20 left. Castle just picked up his 4th. Wrightsell inside the key. Bounce pass goes over to the wing to number 24, Sam Walters, a first year. Jumper misfired at the wing. Klingon with a big, strong rebound, boxing out for UConn. Down to 6 minutes left. UConn an 8-point lead. Spencer crosses the midcourt logo. Whoever wins this game tonight has done it for sure with championship identity because they'll be playing in the national championship game. Entry pass down low off the pivot. Klingon underneath couldn't finish. The ball gets knocked out of his hands and it goes back to Alabama with a rebound on the far side, and Spencer chops up Wrightsell on the loose ball. It'll be a loose ball foul picked up, charge to Cam Spencer. What a hustle right there by Latrell Wrightsell. He missed the previous 3 tournament games due to an injury in the first half against Charleston. Comes back tonight, battles for the 50-50 ball, comes up with it, gets chopped down by Spencer, who picks up the personal. 8-point game. Alabama with a possession. Dribble, drive inside. Sears moves it on top. Nelson, open 3, Rainbow, missed off the mark, no good. A rebound secured by Caraban. UConn with the ball, under 5.5 left to go. The Huskies will slow it down. Newton sends it off to the right wing perimeter. Caraban on top. It goes back to Newton here at the left wing. Newton sends it off. Spencer dribbles up mid-block, follow away. Spencer off the turnaround, no good. Offensive rebound, Klingon underneath, he scores up and off the backboard. Donovan Klingon, first double-digit lead of the game for UConn with a putback Off the glass, good for 2. Huge rejection by Klingon as he denies the layup attempt by Sears. They didn't roll a goaltend here for the time being. Let's see. Sears. Oh, yeah, that's a clean block by Klingon. Never hit the glass as he blocked it when it was in the air by Klingon. That's the 7th block of the game by UConn. 5 blocks by Alabama. Klingon with a major block. And, yeah, that was not a goaltender sending Nelson to the free throw line. So now in the bonus, off the loose ball as UConn picked up a foul. So Grant Nelson, 1-1 at the free throw line, buries the first one. Is charged to Diarra, who picked up the loose ball foul initially after Klingon blocked it. That was a massive, massive block by Klingon. Klingon has 3 out of the 7 blocks total. 2 blocks each between Caravan and Johnson tonight. Both of the free throws are good at the line for Nelson. 8-point game once again. Under 5 minutes left to play. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game. Winner will take on Purdue on Monday. I'll be back live for the national championship on Monday. James, welcome on the stream. Thanks for joining in. Right wing perimeter here with number 10, Hassan Diarra. Gives it off to Spencer. Spencer, jumper, 15-footer straight away. And he connects on it. Cam Spencer, the transfer from Rutgers. It's good for 2 for the Huskies. 73-63. Alabama limited to just 2 for 10 from 3-point range in the second half. Turnaround hook shot around the rim and out. Missed off the mark by Grant Nelson. UConn with a spectacular defensive display here in half 2. Top of the free throw circle. Newton sends it off to Klingon. Backs his way on Nelson off the pivot. Klingon puts it up. No good off the mark. Tipped up in the air. Who's got the loose ball? It goes back to Alabama. Sears. Up the floor. Sears. And a foul. In transition, that is charged to UConn. Should be more bonus shots coming up at the free throw line. Cam Spencer in transition picks up the personal foul. This will send Mark Sears, I believe, into the 1-1 bonus coming up after the timeout. We're down to 4 minutes left. So we've reached a media break. 4 minutes even. What a game here, folks. Alabama down by 10. UConn with some massive, massive plays. Absolute machine with this team. Castle has got 4 fouls. Despite substituting out, they've been able to up the lead to 10. 21 by Castle, tying a career high. Klingon has 14 and 5 rebounds along with 3 blocks. 11 by Spencer. 11 by Caravan. 9 by Newton with 7 assists. 7 off the bench by Samson Johnson. 3 players, double figures scoring for Alabama. 19 by Mark Sears. 15 points, 12 rebounds by Grant Nelson. 12 by Aaron Estrada. Winner will take on Purdue on Monday. I'll be back on Monday night, 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like to join in, feel free to do so. What a stream here, everybody. We got 200 plus watching. Really appreciate everybody for being a part of the channel tonight, taking the time out to join this stream and make it as great as possible. If you enjoy the content here, make sure to hit the like. If you enjoyed the stream tonight, make sure to subscribe for future live streams as well, as we reach the 25,000 subscriber mark during the tournament. An incredible goal of mine for the past couple of months to get the channel to grow this large up to 25K plus. And if you'd like to come back for future live streams, including the national championship game on Monday at 9:20, make sure to ring that notification bell to be back for future live streams here. And even after the national championship, the streams don't stop after that. I'll be back for a lot of the NBA playoff games as well throughout April, May, and June. So keep on coming back, supporting the channel. Yeah, this has been an excellent game. 2 really well-coached teams, 2 excellent head coaches. Just a terrific display of basketball being showed tonight And Alabama's playing like the best possible that they can. UConn has just turned up the Jets defensively right now in the second half. They have really keyed in on Alabama's sharpshooting and taken them out of their game from the perimeter. Really have been able to play some just tight, clamped defense by UConn right now. Just championship identity basketball for this Huskies team, looking to make it back-to-back. 4 minutes left to go. UConn by 10. And Mark Sears will head to the free throw line. He'll shoot in the 1-on-1 bonus. Now, UConn with the last foul. And Sears' first free throw is good. 9-point game. He'll shoot the second one coming up. Second free throw by Sears, right down the middle. 73-65. UConn gets the inbound under 4 minutes left to play. Some pressure in the backcourt being displayed by Alabama. UConn able to cross that midcourt logo. Hassan Diarra on the floor with Tristan Newton, Donovan Clingan, Alex Caravan, and Cam Spencer. Mark Sears for Alabama on the floor with Latrell Wrightsell Jr., Grant Nelson. Here's a three straight away. Swoosh! Alex Caravan coming off the screen delivers for the Huskies. 76-65. Loose ball inside the key. Battle for that loose ball. If it's a tie, it will be UConn possession arrow. And Cam Spencer, he does just yet that. Ties it up. It will be UConn basketball. Newton with an assist towards his right. Off the Clingan screen. Caravan able to free himself open. Catch and fire three. Buries it. 11-point lead for UConn and the ball. Griffin, Nelson, Sears, Wrightsell, Estrada. That's the five on the floor currently for Alabama in the final 3:15 of action. Top of the key, Clingan. Hand off to Diarra. Diarra, 12 on the shot clock. Dribbles up now to the left elbow. Pass off to Clingan. Top of the free throw circle. Clingan moves off the roll down. Floater inside the key. Missed off the mark by Newton. Tipped around, and Sears collects the defensive rebound. Alabama with the possession. Wrightsell. Outside Sears. 30-foot pull-up J. He sinks it from the parking lots. Mark Sears. Big time three right there. We got ourselves an 8-point game. Ripping a triple all the way from Las Vegas straight up to Phoenix right there on that distance. 2:35 left to go. 11th made three of the game for Alabama. Gonna need 4 more at least to see if they have a chance in an upset. I had said 15 in the pregame at least, but you're shooting more for 20. That's only their third made three. In the second half, they went 8 for 11 in half one. Sears with a major 30-footer right there. So we got a timeout taken on the floor. Taken by Dan Hurley of UConn. Down to under 2.5 left to play. Both teams with 2 timeouts left to go. 2:29 remaining. Massive three by Sears. He is up to 24. Top scorer in the game. It's just they need a fourth option here offensively tonight. Rylan Griffin, 8 points. If he can start to get going, that would be the fourth option. 24 by Sears, 15 by Nelson with 13 rebounds, 13 points by Estrada. Griffin, number 4 scorer with 8 because UConn has 4 players in double figures tonight. 21 with Castle, 16 with Clingan, 14 points by Caravan, and 11 by Spencer. Alabama went 8 for 11 from 3 at halftime. They're just 3 for 11 in the second half. UConn gets the inbounds. Up by 8 for the Huskies. The lob over the top for Clingan. He throws it down with a two-handed flush coming back for the timeout. 78-68. 2:20 left to go. Huge rejection as Clingan comes up with a block off the glass. That's his 4th block of the game. UConn with the ball. Spencer puts the ball into the hands to Newton. 8th block as a team tonight for UConn. 5 by Alabama. Newton. Bounce pass off to Spencer. Sends it out top of the key off to Diarra. Under 2 minutes left to play now. Huskies with a possession. Hassan Diarra. Sends it off to Spencer. Pass off to roll down. Underneath there's Klingon. And it's another slam for the big fella with a two-handed flush. Donovan Klingon. Major. In the final 2 minutes of this game right now. Back-to-back slam dunks plus a block. Jumper no good from 3. Tipped out of bounds off the fingertips of Klingon. 1:32 left to go. Donovan Klingon on video game mode. Projected top 3 pick. Looking like draft analysts could put him up to the number 1 spot in the previous 3 plays championship level. Right there right now for the Huskies, looking to go back-to-back. Reach and follow picked up charge to Yukon. This will send Sears to the line. That's the 9th now as a team for the Huskies. Dan Hurley over on the side, extremely animated, frustrated about the last call. And that's charged to a Diarra, who picked up the personal foul. Well, Diarra, as Sears missed the free throw, Diarra redeems himself, collects the defensive rebound. That's his 4th by Diarra, by the way, and down to 1.5 minutes left to go. Diarra's going to slow it down. He puts the ball into the hands to Newton. Tristan Newton has it at the Final Four logo. 15 on the shot clock. Donovan Klingon taking over this game. 2 slam dunks and a shot block that he has had in the last 1.5 minutes here. 5 of the shot clock. 1:05 left to go in the game clock. Newton, wide open 3, takes it, and he makes it for the exclamation point. Bang, bang for the Huskies, pulling away, and the final minute left to play. Down low underneath, Nelson scores the bucket over Klingon for 2. 83-70, 54.6 seconds left to go. UConn looking for the inbound. It goes to the backcourt. Newton, Alabama brings along a double team. It goes to Caravan. Caravan crosses the midcourt logo. Yet to foul for Alabama. 45 seconds. Spencer basically playing keep away right now. UConn up by 13. This game is out of reach for the Crimson Tide. Caravan gonna hold it. Donovan Klingon, sensational. With under 2 left to go, the 3 is good. Nothing but net. Cam Spencer delivers. 86-70 in a flash just like that for UConn. An incredible game for the Huskies. Alabama had a lot of runs in their system. But in the end, UConn, somehow, some way, able to starve off all those threes that Alabama made throughout the first stage of the game. They allowed just 3 in the second half. Just sweet touch right there by Spencer from 3. I mean, these dudes are lighting it up. Incredible for the UConn Huskies. 86-72. Diarra will check out now towards the bench. Just got hobbled on the last play by Diarra, so yeah, he took a shot to the face. So Diarra right now has a towel covered in blood. Took a shot to the face right there by Diarra. 18.7 left to go as we will have a timeout here on the floor. Substitutions we should see upcoming here for UConn. Cam Spencer, big time 3. And Donovan Klingon taking over the game. They're looking at this one at the monitor, off the elbow by Rylan Griffin. Ooh, heavy elbow right there with a left elbow. Rylan Griffin into the face of Hassan Diarra. So it will be Monday night. I'll be back covering Purdue against UConn. If you guys would like to join in, 9:20 p.m. on Monday night, feel free to do so. Before you do sign off tonight, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well to stay notified for future live streams, and enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. We're down to 18.7 seconds left to go. Referees are taking a look at this one right now on the monitor. Rylan Griffin with a strong left elbow into the face of Hassan Diarra. Diarra is bleeding from the nose, had a towel around his nose as Hurley, Hurley reacting to that elbow there by Griffin, and right now the referees are looking at this at the monitor. What's good, Felicia on the stream? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Donovan Klingon previous 2 minutes, looking like the number 1 draft pick in the 2024 NBA draft. And just incredible what he did. 2 slam dunks and a block in about a minute's worth of time. Cam Spencer with a big-time 3. Alex Karaban had one late down the stretch. Entire starting 5 in double figures scoring for UConn. In Alabama, they played as best of a game possible that they could for the most part. Their threes couldn't drop in the second half, just testament to UConn's defense in half 2. Alabama went 8 for 11 in the first half from 3. Second half went just 3 for 12 from 3. First ever Final Four ever in program history, though. Got to be proud about what the Crimson Tide have accomplished this season. A lot of question marks going into the tournament. They really trailed off before the tournament. They gave up over 100 to Florida. But played their best basketball inside the tournament for Alabama. Inbound for UConn. Huskies with their reserves right now on the floor. Still, Alabama's keeping their starters right now. The coach's son, number 20, Andrew Hurley. Is Alabama going to play to the final whistle? 0.3 left to go. As the clock stops here with 0.3 of a second remaining, Mark Sears tried to come up with a steal. And not in the bonus. So 0.3 of a second remaining. And UConn will get the inbound, and that will be final. What a game between these two teams. The score definitely does not indicate how close it was throughout the majority of tonight's game by UConn. Final 3 minutes. Holy smokes, they just took this game by storm. Exclamation point, and the icing on the cake in the final 3. Donovan Clingan, big time, especially the last 3 minutes of the night as UConn looking to go back-to-back. They will be taking on Purdue on Monday night in the national championship game. 86-72 the final score. Dan Hurley, back-to-back national championship game appearances for the defending champions, looking to make it back-to-back for the first time since the 2000s. The Florida Gators. And it will be UConn versus Purdue. The battle of the two big men on Monday nights. I'm liking the Huskies on Monday over Purdue. Zach Edey versus Donovan Clingan. Going to be a fascinating matchup for sure. 9:20 p.m. I'll be back on Monday night. Feel free to join in for the national championship game as the stage is set. A 13-point victory in the first game by Purdue earlier today, 63-50 over NC State, and a 14-point win by UConn, 86-72 over Alabama. Just an incredible display of basketball by UConn tonight. They kept on shutting the door. Alabama had a couple of runs in them that they went on a 7-zip run a couple of times by Alabama. UConn led by 16, their largest lead, 86-70. Just a phenomenal display of basketball, especially the last 3 minutes of the game. Displayed by UConn. Championship identity. Donovan Clingan, 2 slam dunks with another 3 minutes left to go, plus a block shot. He finished with 18 points by Clingan tonight. 5 rebounds and 4 blocks. They had 8 blocks as a team for UConn. A pair of blocks between Alex Karaban. He had 2 as well. I don't have the other 2 statted on my sheet here for ESPN, but they had 8 as a team for UConn in this game. Clingan had 4, though, is half of the blocks. Incredible game by the Huskies here. For Alabama, first ever Final Four appearance. Just took on just a dominant force in UConn. It looked like this was going to be a single-digit game for the most part. The score is 44-40 at halftime. And holy smokes, I mean, it's just incredible display of basketball, what UConn's doing right now. Just 4 turnovers. I mean, like, this UConn squad, I know a lot of people have been saying that they could give a team like the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, Washington Wizards, like a run in an NBA game. Holy smokes. I mean, I wish we could be able to see that, because this team is just so good this season. I believe within the last 20 decades, I saw a tweet last week, within the last 20 years, that is. So going back to the start of within the last 2 decades, that is. So the start of the century, since 2000, when Ken Pom started to track efficiency data, I believe back to 2001. I think that's when they started efficiency data on Ken Pom. Since 2001, UConn would be in the top 5 all time since those efficiency data numbers were tracked. For this specific UConn team for this season, they'd be at the top of the efficiency data top 5 since it was tracked over 20 years ago, going back almost 25 years. So we wrap up 86-72, the final score. The Huskies win by 14 in a game that was mostly double digits throughout the course of the night. The final 5 minutes was, wow, just an unbelievable display of basketball the Huskies did tonight. Just incredible. UConn versus Purdue, national championship set on Monday. I'll be back 9:20 p.m. on Monday. Feel free to join in. We're going to wrap up here. We'll close out to the channel members. All members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, Warren, Rajib, I Am Ghost, David, Russell, John, Mark, Kelly, Jeffrey, Vegas, Oink Oink, Michael, Katie, Bradley, Daniel, Derek, Sister Surround, Mario, Guido, Tristan, SG Sports Talk, Ice Ice Baby, Robin, Melinda, and Jack City. Thanks all for joining in. Be a part of the stream tonight for this one. The UConn Huskies looking to defend their national title. They'll be taking on Purdue on Monday in the national championship game at 9:20 p.m. I'll be back on the call for that one. Feel free to join in. 86-72, the final score. UConn wins over Alabama. Thanks so much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.